This video is brought to you by People's Pets. Like and subscribe. Thank you. Let's get into today's video. Today we're going to be talking about cycling a tank. I'm going to be talking about the fishless cycle and how you do it. So this is the items you will need for a fishless cycle. You will need a freshwater test kit or local pet store to test your water like we do. We test water for free. You will need API Quick Start, and you will need API Stress Coat. These are the items I suggest. This is only what I suggest. So let's get in straight to the steps and get started on the topic. So step 1, you need to test your water straight out of faucet so you know what you're dealing with, so you know how to dose your chemicals and how much you put in there, and you can ask your local pet store for advice on what you need to add straight out of the faucet. So step number 2 would be after you test your water and you get advice from your local pet store, or you know how to do it, you need to put your filter, you need to put your heater, you need to get it all set up. Don't plug it in yet, you just can get it all set up. After you get all that set up, put water with a bucket, a python, whatever you got to put water in there. Fill it all the way to the top of the filter, and then once you get that in there, you're going to plug everything up, get everything moving, wait about 20 minutes. After you get that in, then you need to add API Quick Start due to your water parameters, whether it's 1 cap, 2 caps, however big of a tank. It's usually 5 milliliter per 10 US gallon, I think, or I may be wrong, I think. And then after you get that in there, so step number 4, you add your stress coat right after that. And then after you get your stress coat in there, step number 5, you're going to wait 24 hours. And the reason I say wait 24 hours is because that way your tank can get good and cycled, and the bacteria can get growing and everything. I have a bottle of Kickstart here. It says addition in 30 minutes, but I suggest 24 hours. That way we know you get your water good. After the 24-hour period is up, then you need to test your water again and make sure your water is good to go. So step number 7, that was step number 6, test your water again. If the water tests good, start Googling on what kind of fish you want, whether you want community, aggressive, or you can ask advice from your local pet store. You can always ask advice from me. I'd be willing to help you any way I can. Community fish is really a good way to start out, and then you get to learn how the cycle works, and that way you don't lose fish when you add them in. That way your water's good to go. So step number 8 would be after you figure out what fish you want, go to your local fish store and take a browse and see if they got it. If so, purchase it. And then make sure when you get to the pet store, make sure they ain't got no ick, no sickness. Make sure all their fish look healthy in the tank. If they don't, then you don't need to purchase them. That way you don't put nothing in your new tank and crash your cycle. So after you purchase the fish, step number 9 would be to get them home, float them for 20 minutes. After you get them floating for 20 minutes, get a bucket, get a net, pop the water, put the fish in the net, let their water go down in the bucket. That way it doesn't get in your water. You never want pet store water in your water, because their water may be worse and their water may be better. So you do not want to hurt your cycle anyway. So step number 9 would be enjoy the fish after you get them put in. Step 10, do water changes as your test kit calls for it. Test your water weekly, daily, whatever you want. Just make sure you test it weekly. Because if you wait a month and you start losing a bunch of fish, guess what? Test your water. It's more than likely off. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment on something we could do better next time.